There's a company bigger than Apple, Amazon, and Google, combined. You've probably never walked into one of their buildings. You've never bought a product with their name on it. And yet, they touch everything. The phone in your hand, the food on your table, the rent you pay, the job you work, even the wars being fought around the world. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is BlackRock. And today we're lifting the veil on the most powerful company in human history. A company that's quietly shaping the world without your consent. BlackRock started in 1988 as a small risk management firm. Today it manages over $10 trillion in assets. That's not a typo, that's $10,000 billion. They control more wealth than any bank, hedge fund, or government. And, well, their influence stretches across 70 countries. And they're just getting started. Their secret weapon? They don't own all that money, they manage it. For governments, corporations, pensions, universities, and, yeah, likely you. Your retirement account? BlackRock. Your insurance policy? BlackRock. Your investments? You guessed it, BlackRock. BlackRock owns chunks of nearly every major company on Earth. I mean, we're talking about Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Pfizer, Nestle, and PepsiCo, and even JP Morgan. And it's not just about owning one or two stocks here or there. No. BlackRock holds massive voting stakes. Stakes big enough to influence boardrooms, fire CEOs, steer company policies, and even decide the direction of global supply chains. But here's where it gets even darker. BlackRock isn't acting alone. It works hand in glove with two other giants, Vanguard and State Street. Together, these three own controlling stakes in, well, almost every major corporation out there. This trio has been famously called the Big Three. Some economists even go a step further, calling them the new capitalist gods. Think about it. You might think Apple and Google are competitors, but they share the same major shareholder. That's not competition, that's consolidation. And it means you live in a system where the illusion of choice hides the reality of control. To run this empire, BlackRock built a terrifyingly powerful AI platform, Aladdin. It tracks over 30,000 investment portfolios. It watches millions of trades per day, simulates financial disasters, and predicts market movements. It's used not just by BlackRock, but by central banks, insurance giants, pension funds, and governments. Imagine Google search, but for global money movement. Now imagine only one private company controls it. Aladdin isn't some background software, it's the digital brain of the world economy, and BlackRock holds the kill switch. When disaster strikes, BlackRock profits. Let's go back to 2008, the global financial crash. While millions lost homes and jobs, BlackRock was hired by the US government to help fix the mess. They were paid to analyze failing banks and decide which ones should be saved, and guess what? They bought those same assets themselves. They were the doctor, the patient, and the funeral director, all at once. It happened again in 2020. COVID shut down the world, markets crashed, the US Federal Reserve turned to BlackRock, and again BlackRock was paid billions to buy up bonds and stabilize markets. Whose bonds did they buy? Companies they already had stakes in, like Apple, Exxon, and Microsoft. It's like writing your own paycheck using public money during a national emergency, and no one stopped them. BlackRock isn't just playing the stock market, they're coming for your neighborhood. Across the US, Canada, Europe, even Australia, BlackRock has been buying up homes, entire neighborhoods, suburbs, apartment blocks. In some cities, 1 in 5 homes is owned by an investment firm, and BlackRock is leading the charge. They don't want to buy a house, they want to buy housing, and when they do, prices go up, rent goes up. You can't compete with a $1 trillion company at an open house. This isn't investing, it's colonization by capitalism. BlackRock claims to be fighting climate change. They promote ESG investing, environmental, social, and governance standards. They say they're divesting from fossil fuels, and yet, they still hold billions in oil, coal, and gas companies. They've funded the Dakota Access Pipeline. They've invested in destructive mining in the Amazon. In 2022, a report showed BlackRock voted against most climate resolutions from shareholders. It's all branding. They sell sustainability to the public while bankrolling the climate apocalypse, and they do it while smiling for press photos. Let's talk power. BlackRock has its people everywhere in government. Brian Deese, former BlackRock exec, now a top White House advisor. Wally Adeyemo, former BlackRock chief of staff, now U.S. Deputy Treasury Secretary. Philip Hildebrand, BlackRock vice chairman, former head of the Swiss National Bank. Stanley Fischer, former BlackRock advisor, became vice chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve. In the UK, France, Germany, BlackRock officials move freely between finance and government. It's called the Revolving Door, and it guarantees that policies always favor the very people writing the rules. You thought you lived in a democracy? Think again. This is not free market capitalism, this is corporate feudalism. One company with the power to decide which CEOs run global corporations, influence government policy, own your home, shape your retirement, profit from your crisis, fund both sides of a political debate, and you've never voted for them, you've never had a say. And most terrifying of all, you probably didn't even know they existed. That's exactly how they like it. Because, well, real power doesn't shout, it whispers, it hides, it wears a suit and quietly buys the world. BlackRock doesn't just own shares. It owns the system. This isn't a corporation. It's an empire. And unless we start paying attention, it will own your future too. Subscribe to uncover the hidden giants shaping your life, without your permission. Because honestly, BlackRock was just the beginning.